Is this thing on? Are we doing this right? Hey, I swear I am like a bear. Every winter I hibernate, but not for good reasons. I do generally get fat in the winter, but it's because seasonal affective disorder is like a real thing for me in my life. And yeah, so I am semi-back from hibernation. But okay, before we get into it, let's try this intro. Hey friends, it's me, Lauren Hope, aka Lolo of Good Girl Chronicles, vlogger, work in progress, dog mom, lover of Dwayne Johnson, and all around fabulous. If you are new to this channel, thank you. I see I got a few new subscribers on my social media hiatus. Welcome. If you are an OG, hi. I know it's been a long time, and I have struggled with trying to explain why I have gotten off of social media and why I've struggled with why I've gotten off of social media, my hiatus, and whether I want to live a life on social media anymore anyway. Please disregard my laundry. My dog will probably come in here soon and roll in it. And I kept thinking, and I was gonna start this and gonna start it, and I kept putting it back because I just didn't have the words. And today I was inspired by a BandAid. And so I wrote something on my blog, which I will try to remember to link below. Good Girl Chronicles was a blog before it was a motivational speaking career or any of these other things. And so I'll try to link that below. So when I started writing about Band-Aids and healing, it kind of brought forth a lot of emotions for me, and it helped explain why I've taken a hiatus from social media. Because if you're new here, for the better part of my 30s, I have shared my mental health journeys, the good, the bad, and the ugly on social media. And now in my later 30s, I'm not sure if that's something that I want to do anymore. I mean, I don't know. I honestly don't know. But let me just read it. So below here is my computer. I'm going to try not to read it verbatim, but you'll get the gist of it. So remember as a kid when you fell off your bike or you scraped your knee? Pause. Scraping my knee was probably one of the most gnarliest of scabs I've ever gotten. It's the one I remember the most. I remember it was under this like palm tree because we lived on base housing in Florida when I was younger. And the scab was so ugly and gross that even today, I still have a wound where that scab used to be. And I was thinking about that wound today. And so we learned really early in life that a Band-Aid helps in the healing. We cover our wounds, our cuts, our scabs, and the Band-Aids help us keep them clean and avoid infection. And then somehow our body magically heals itself. But after a while, a lot of scabs actually need air to breathe. It needs the air to aid in the healing process. Now, that's not to say that it wouldn't heal with the Band-Aid, but at some time you had to give this wound some room to breathe. Somehow in adulthood, those rules don't always measure up the same when it comes to wounds of the heart, cuts to the emotion, and scabs on your soul. Soul wounds especially don't always fare well in the light. The more you expose the terrors that keep you up at night, the more you shine a light on the haunting despair a certain setback has created, the more a soul wound stays open. It's like the dirt, the salt, the rain, the gunk you use to keep the Band-Aid away, to keep all of that gunky stuff out of the Band-Aid, it gets in you. And this kind of infection gets into your spirit, your inner voice, your inner being. It infects all of you. It makes you question your very reason for breathing. These kind of wounds don't fare well in the open. They need the Band-Aid, the covering of good friends, family if you're lucky, and human love. But to really heal from a soul wound, I have found you need something so much more. The kind of healing that can only come from a bended knee and long talks with a higher power. The kind of healing that takes lifting the Band-Aid to show a therapist just how much it hurts. It requires being brave enough to cry and letting those tears fall into the broken crevices of your soul. Soul wounds can mend, they can heal, but they do take so much time. For the better part of my 30s, I've shown you all of my scars, the heartbreaks, the surface cuts, and those soul wounds. And last year, it felt when so much of my heart was breaking, aching for human affection, desperate for a different set of cards, the wounds didn't get any smaller. It was like pouring alcohol on soft, fleshy scabs. They burned, they ached, and it no longer felt like freedom sharing the battles of a mental illness. It felt like overexposure. I felt like a joke, a laughingstock, a punchline. And depression consumed me in the winter months, as it often does. There were moments when I barely kept it together, more breaking of the soul wounds, more tearing of the flesh. So this time, I went to what I knew from childhood. I covered myself. I took myself off of every social media app. I logged off and I signed off and I covered. I allowed myself to be real to the people who love me of my soul struggles. I got help when it was really, really hard. I went back to work when I was barely functioning, and some days I was just under the BandAid, under the radar, going through the motions, the covering, allowing for the wide hole in my heart to have a break from overexposure. I fought relentless demons. I battled with thoughts of suicide. I cried myself to sleep. All my circle could do was pray and check in, pray and check in. Now that the hurricane winds of depression are dialing back, the rain is slowing down, I can see some light in gray places. It is in this aftermath I'm finally able to hear my Heavenly Father's voice again. A voice that was always there, but that my pain was too loud to hear. At 37, I convinced myself that my best days were behind me. My best loves were behind me. But it's in this stillness I can hear God calling me to dream again. It's the neosporin I was missing. Every day I apply a little more in prayer, in sermons that remind me that it is this moment right here that is holy, and that this is the turning point in healing. A lot of my success as a speaker and an influencer has come from laying my heart and soul bare to the world. For now, though, I'd like to keep a lot of my heart and soul hurt to myself. The neosporin is still working on me. I realize that, like Christ, we all have a cross to bear in this life, something that impedes our walk, but we all must carry. My mental illness is mine, and it is not an easy load to manage. I wish I could say I have found the right drug cocktail or all the answers to mental serenity, but I don't. And excuse my French, it fucking sucks. I can't run from it. This is the cross I bear, and I believe every day I'll always be learning how to carry it. I'm sorry I've been away, friend. Thank you for the emails I did not respond to, the messages in the comments wondering if I was okay. I've got a Band-Aid on right now, and God is my neosporin. So sometimes I'll be back. I'll share a story like we used to. We'll laugh. I'll post fun pictures of me and Boo. Some days, though, I may need to go back under that Band-Aid. And I think I have to establish a new normal where I can exist online but not feel overexposed. Until next time, friend, if you want to do something for me, pray. Pray for me and the people that I hold dear, that God heals us to live the lives we want and need, that we have healthy lives to be present with each other. Pray that I keep dreaming and start walking on those dreams. Until next time, friend, I love you. Love God more. I can't even say my outro. Love you. Love God more. See you next time.